Last year, COVID-19 was no more than a foreign news story that we listen to and go, oh, wow. But this year, it is a reality. So finding Christmas in this year has been hard for me. This is Deborah Nakamura. You're watching Heart of Japan. I'm going to talk about how to find Christmas in a pandemic. So finding Christmas in this year, this total year of pandemic, has been hard for me. And I'll tell you why. First, it's changed our whole business plan, so to speak. At first, we didn't know if we would ever reopen after they had a lockdown here in our area. And then after we slowly came back and were able to have our classes at our school, we had to require masks at all times. We had to require students to wash their hands before and after class. And then in between classes, I had to scramble and get many tables and chairs disinfected quickly before the next round of students came, the next class. And to tell you the truth, it's been tiring. So I haven't really felt like doing up Christmas as we would usually. I have put up the tree because I thought that the children might enjoy it, and who knows when we would be locked down again. And if it came early, then at least they would have enjoyed a little bit of Christmas. So we put up our Christmas tree in the classroom around November. And indeed, the children did enjoy it, and I'm very thankful that our little town was not as affected as other larger cities in Japan, so we've been free to carry on with our classes at our school, and most businesses and schools, the public schools, have also continued as usual, with the exception of masks and extra disinfecting the surfaces, etc. With the amount of work that it has created, we require our children to wash their hands. That means we have to put out clean towels for those children that don't bring their own towel every class. So I have a huge laundry load that I have to wash separately from other clothes that we wash. Well, mask, we tried to be festive during our teaching, and we also had some little antlers. We use those for our Christmas parties. But I wondered how the Japanese in our town are celebrating Christmas during a pandemic. I know that the decorations are not what they usually are. Ours aren't. We didn't decorate the windows, we didn't use a wreath, we didn't use different lights or streamers or balloons as we've done in the past. There was no festive atmosphere except for a lone Christmas tree and some masks and antler ears during the party. But I wondered, Japanese culture typically does not include Christmas. Christmas is not a holiday. Many businesses are open and many people are working. Schools are not closed. Some of the lower levels of schools, for example, junior high maybe, and elementary school, stop classes from about December 23rd. But other schools, higher level schools, go right through Christmas, and they even are attending classes on the 25th. So there's not the same atmosphere generally. And also, Japanese people are very busy at the end of the year. They have oseibo, it's a winter gift. They have osechi ryori, that's New Year's foods that they have to prepare in advance so that they can get a rest, but I don't think they get a rest, really. Only people that get a rest are maybe the ones that work outside, but the poor housewives that have to make this osechi ryori, I believe they work extra hard to get it done so that they can eat. I love osechi ryori, but I'm not a fan of the sugar. I feel feel like I have to brush my teeth all of the time because it's loaded with sugar. And they also do a major cleaning. Not every household, but many households, it's a tradition to do osoji, which is a major cleaning. You clean all of the places that you don't get to during the year, including windows and all the corners and crannies. Indeed, yesterday I took a carload of things to the recycle center not so far from our house, where you can take cardboard and plastics, and I was surprised to see a long line of cars. The bins were just about full because people are doing osoji during this season. They have to prepare Kagami Mochi, toshikoshi soba. Our family has kept that tradition alive since our children were little, and it's just a final meal on New Year's Eve. Japan has adopted the custom of a Christmas cake. You may have that custom. When we were younger, I didn't. We didn't in our household. So it was kind of a new thing since I came to Japan. And the preferred cake is a strawberry shortcake. It really keeps the strawberry farmers busy during this season, harvesting the fresh strawberries and getting them on their way to the cake makers. But if you don't get your order in early, you will not get your Christmas cake. And I stopped by the cake shop actually to take some photos because they had very cute decorations and I wanted to include them in this video. But they were just about out of orders for the Christmas cake, and that was like a couple of weeks ago. So you have to order your Christmas cake early if you want to celebrate with a Japanese Christmas cake. A few days ago, I got some really sad news that has made the pandemic at Christmas time even more non-festive for me. Yes, non-festive, definitely. I heard that my older sister, who has been my mentor, my supporter, my second mother, so to speak, from the time I was born through now. I heard that she collapsed and later she was taken to hospice care. That's care for the terminally ill, those people that are not expected to live very long. So this news made me very sad. And at first I kind of went into a panic. I'm in Japan, she's in Arizona in America, and how can I get to her at this time, this season, when she's alone? And she's comforted me all of these years. She's been there for me all of these years. How can I be with her? How can I get to her? So my mind was quickly ticking and thinking, maybe I can hop on a plane tomorrow and I can be there right away. Then I forgot, we're in a pandemic. That's not likely to happen right away. First, if I can get a flight, and flights are still going and allowed between our two countries, then after I get there, they very likely will put me in a quarantine area until it's proven that I have no COVID-19 germs or that I have not been infected. So then what would that look like? How could I comfort my sister then if I go there and I have to wait so long and she doesn't have that long? Then I thought, once I get there, even if I'm freed from a possible quarantine and I'm able to arrive, will I be allowed to go in? Well, one of the nurses at the hospice center confirmed, no, I cannot visit. And indeed, that's what is happening here in Japan too. Most elderly care centers are shut down for outside visitors. They cannot come. You can call and only selected family members, but not very many and usually no one. It gradually, the security gets tighter and tighter as the COVID numbers go up. So I had to deal with the thoughts of possibly losing my sister without ever getting to see her again. And that's hard. I had to deal with the thoughts that she is all alone without family. And I know that her son and her grandson and other family members would like to be there with her as well. So for a moment, I lost hope. Even for the little bit of Christmas that I found, I lost it further, and I felt very bad, and I understood what family members feel when they can't get to their loved ones during this season, and they can't provide the comfort that's usually providable in normal families, under normal conditions, but we're not living under normal conditions. So I thought, how can I find Christmas? And what is Christmas? Then I thought of many, many, many years ago, a baby that was born in Bethlehem. And there is a verse in the Bible that says, "Unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given, and the government shall be upon his shoulders." Sometimes we've been frustrated with our government. We've been lacking trust and lacking confidence in our government. We've been lacking confidence in our news. We've been lacking confidence in so many things during this season. But one thing is sure. If you put your trust in the baby that was born in Bethlehem many years ago, that started this whole Christmas thing, this whole Christmas season and the true meaning of Christmas, then you won't be disappointed. I've never been disappointed. And I encourage you this Christmas season, if you are alone, if you are struggling with fears and despair and concerns, trust in Jesus this Christmas. Let the peace of God that passes all understanding guard your heart and your mind. And you too will find Christmas even in a pandemic.